children, and the United States took. I was supposed to go to court. I sent them a letter regarding to it, letting them know that I couldn't fly to New York, and I asked for the day to be postponed. They said they never got the letter, and the next mail that I received informed me that I no longer had any rights to my children after fighting for them for 5 years and not having one day in court.
So how, but you must have, okay, maybe they wrote the letter and you missed the letter.
No,
Because I don't.
I sent the letter. I called them and they said I should send it by fax. They said that they never got it, and that day in court, I've been going to court for 5 years. And that particular day that I wasn't able to make it because I think that there was a plane crash with the Twin Towers and all that. So I definitely couldn't make it. And that's the day that my future, the kids' future were determined. And my mother gained all rights to my kids, which still should have been a good thing. That still should have been a good thing because that's my mom. But then my mom said that I wasn't allowed to see them.
So how did you cope not seeing your kids? Did you fall into
Oh my
depression
God.
at some point?
Did I what?
Did you fall into depression?
I believe in hope. I believe in God. And so I believe that someday I would see them. I would sit in the park and my womb cry out for my children. And I asked God to have mercy upon me. And shortly after I got pregnant, and as the years went by while waiting for them, I had 7 more children. So I basically lost 6 children, and I got back pregnant 6 times, but the last set of kids were twins. So I ended up having a total of 13 children while waiting for the younger ones to become adults so that I would get to see them. Because the government, they felt like they were somehow helping me because I'd asked them at one point to allow my mother to keep the kids temporarily, So when they gave my mother the full rights, they thought I would still have access to my children. But my mother totally took them over, told me that they were her kids, and told them that they couldn't call me mother. She changed a couple of them names. She changed their birth papers. And do you know how it feels? Family members would go to family functions and see my kids and take pictures and everything, but I wasn't allowed to see my kids. I wasn't allowed to see my grandmother. I would call on the phone, and my mother would tell me, do not call back the phone, that those children rightfully belong to her. They are not my kids.
Okay.
And my husband, his girlfriend, the kids were allowed to go by her, spend time with her, but she also wrote a letter stating that my husband and his girlfriend is allowed to see the kids, but I'm not allowed to see the kids.
And as a mother, that must have broke you at some point. So after that incident occurred, your kids was taken away and whatever. At what age, or at what point did you get your kids back?
Just a couple of years ago, as each of them reached 18 years old, 2 of them came looking for me, and I was so happy. I tried to sneak and look for them too. One time I heard that my son was in New York and at a certain location, and I flew up, got on the plane, flew up to see him. I was happy to see him, and then my sister hid another of my kids, A.K.A, and she took the train from Maryland, and she came to see me. So I got to see 2, and then I went back to Florida, and 2 more basically escaped and came to live with me. And but they were threatened and everything else, and they came back, and then everyone became 18, and I went.
Don't cry, Mari. Your fans don't want to see you
Oh
upset. We don't
oh
want to
my
see that.
God. It's like that's another person, you know? Oh my
Mm.
God. Yeah, so I saw them in Maryland and I spent a couple days with them. Yeah, they're so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So life got a bit easier for you and things were finally starting to get into place. You eventually flew to Jamaica where you met your ex-husband, is it?
Um,
Would you say
Gulliver,
Gollibap is your ex-husband?
my ex-fiance.
Okay, your ex-fiance.
Yes.
What year did you fly to Jamaica? When was that link
I
up? When
think
did that
it's
happen?
about 3-4 years ago. I've been going to Jamaica, and then
Mm-hmm.
I went to Jamaica and I met Gully Bop at the gas station.
At the gas station.
Yeah, we were
Okay,
getting
did you
gas. Uh-huh.
okay. Okay, so you met Gollibop, you started a relationship, the relationship became very public. How did you deal with the public's reaction towards you?
I, I was not myself, so I can't really tell you. It's like it was not me. There was much pain I was going through because although I connected with my kids, they had heard so many lies about me. So there was a bridge that needed to be built, and then with all the drama with Gully Bop and everything, I wasn't living. I was just not me. I was more cruising. It's like something was carrying me. I was on the internet saying things and not realizing what I said, doing things, not realizing what I do. I just wasn't living.
Mm-hmm. What things can you look back on now that you're out of that relationship and say, oh my gosh, like I can't believe I went that far?
Well, when I see Gully Bop online and, talking about me certain way, that's when I feel bad about myself because I gave him my all. Because Gully Bop is about music, and music saved my soul. And he was a wonderful man to me, and I will always love him. But to lose him is something that I'll never get over.
Mm-hmm. You did a
Gully
song
Bop,
with him.
yeah, Gully Bop made up for all the pain that I suffered, for everything that I ever went through. He was the knight in shining armor. He was the one that gave me hope. He
Mm-hmm.
believed in me. He believed in me. That's the greatest thing. He told me that I'm going to be a star. And he promised to make me to a star. And he kept his promise. I will always love him. So he was that
Mm-hmm.
father, that he was everything to me. He was even that child that cling close to me.
Mm-hmm. Get some people would say that Gollivap is the golem, the madman from the gully and whatever. How did you deal with the negative comments being in a relationship with him?
I really don't care because I know the real person, and there's no other man like him. I haven't met another man like him. I know the person that social media don't know and may never know, because when Bob is online, it's an act, and when Amari's online, it's an act. But Gully Bob knows the real me, and I know the real Gully Bob.
Hmm. What adjustments did you make during your relationship with him?
Pardon me?
What adjustments did you make to your life being in a relationship with somebody so famous?
Wow, life became so fast. We had to travel very often, and I had to learn to stand back, and watch as he absorbed the fame, because he was the more famous one. but I love to watch him, you know. Like going out with Gully Bob, there would be thousands of people gather sometime, like from downtown. People. I've never seen such thing in all my life. I didn't know that I was engaged to a famous person. I didn't know, you know. So it was like being in the movies, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like a dream that I want to repeat itself. I mean, we had to
Mm-hmm.
escape in cars, you know, and, you know, with tinted windows, the whole works. We just walk into the Star, the Gleaner, and get an interview. We'll walk onto a radio show, and the entire show stop, and it's all about Gully Bop and Amari. I mean, real celebrity life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to fit into everything. I had to make myself available for him, and I have to make
Mm-hmm.
myself, you know, available, you know, as his manager, because at the time I was also his manager.
You was also his manager at the time of you two being together.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So
I
after the
went.
breakup, how did the working conditions operate? What was the operation between you guys? Because you're no longer in a relationship, but you still have a working
Well,
contract in place.
stop talking, please. You can just stay parked. 1 minute. Well, after the breakup, could you repeat that? I'm sorry. It's $35. Can you relax? Just relax. Could you repeat that?
Sorry?
Could you repeat that for me?
After the breakup, with Gollibop, you still have a contract in place, so you have to work. How did the working relationship operate between you two?
I never saw him. The last time I saw him was the day that we broke up, and I never saw him again. So we were unable to conduct business, but I've spoken to him quite a few times since, and I've been there for him, but I never saw my godfather again. I never, because there was a restraining order taken out on me by an individual that, you know, that had interest in him. They took out the restraining orders so that I could not be close to him for a year. So I waited for the year to be up. And then when the year was up, it's just something they do and something again and again. So I never get to see my godfather. Just wait.
Okay, so the breakup happened. He went his separate way. You went your separate ways. You relocated a few times. You was in California at one time, and you was in LA.
Can you
Is New
stop?
York now your official home?
Yeah, I love New York.
You don't see yourself moving anytime soon for anything?
No, definitely not. Maybe later on, I want to die and bury in California, but I want to work my way up back to California, because living in California, you got to really have it going on for you, you know. But New York, I'm able to get so much done, so much accomplished. And I don't think California is for a lonely girl. I would have stayed in California if Gully Bop was there with me. But to be up there by myself, that's too much. Yeah.
Okay, so Amari, you've gotten into a few. First of all, you're the queen, we'd say, of social media, right? Do you agree with that statement?
Undoubtedly.
Yeah, okay, so you're the queen of social media. You've gotten into a few fights with a couple people. I'm going to ask you about each relationship. First, we're going to go into LA Lewis. What's your official relationship status with LA Lewis?
I love L.A. Lewis, and L.A. Lewis, he's a gentleman. When I'm around him, he treats me good, and I love him. I think that's the only person that I can truly relate to.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay,
what's
can you go somewhere else? Uh-huh.
your status with Dr. Love?
Wait, Mona, I need to say something. It's too noisy. 1 second, please. $35, okay? Please, just relax. Sir, just park somewhere else, please. Mona, we can sit right here. You see it? It's too noisy. Please stop. What did you say, please?
Sorry?
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I said, what's your relationship status like with Dr. Love?
Dr. Love, he's just looking for attention. You know, he's totally irrelevant.
You have nothing else to say?
Oh, nothing else.
Because we do have an interview coming up with him shortly, so we want to set the record straight on your relationship. I will be asking him the same thing as well.
Well, he's totally irrelevant in my world. So it's like he's not even in my world. I forgot about it, bro. He's so 2000.
Okay. And what about Miss Olivette?
Who's that? You're talking about people that are not in my league.
Okay, all right. No, there's been a video I saw. You had a few words to say to Rapper Crapper and Spice. No, Rapper Crapper is one of our Jenna, so I want to know why is it you tend to get into arguments with other people, with other personalities? Is it because of the things that you say, or is it because of the things that they do and say?
The truth is, I'm in argument with no one. It's all acting. It's all entertainment. I love Rapper Crapper. Rapper Crapper is my heart. I'm in argument. People have to understand that AMARI is an entertainer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you say most of the things you say are for entertainment. You don't mean any harm.
Everything is entertainment. Please excuse me. Everything is entertainment. You know, this right here is serious. Everything else is entertainment. Shortly after I finish this interview, I'm gonna be going on with a whole lot of crap. It's entertainment. I gotta keep my fans happy and laughing. There's no one that I honestly hate on the internet. The person that you possibly think that I hate the most, I don't hate at all. If we all should come together, if we all have to come together right now, you're not going to see any hate. It's just going to be a lot of kissing and hugging and loving and bringing up memories. But I love them all. And that's the truth. Hate is a very strong word. I don't even dislike them.
Okay. All right. I've watched a few of your lives, and in one specific one, you said that you wanted to go back to Jamaica and help your community. Have you taken any steps towards achieving that goal?
No, I first, for me to help Jamaica, Jamaica has to help me. And getting no airplay in Jamaica, that's not helping me. You know what I'm saying? So I as much as I want to help my country, I still have to help those that help me. You know, maybe those people don't see my potential. You know, the most important thing to me right now is to totally find myself, help my children to be the best that they can possibly be, and wherever the road take me from there, so be it. But I'm not going to be caught up into saying that I'm going to help Jamaica, when Jamaica is not helping me. I have yet to hear my songs on the radio. I have to pay thousands of dollars for an interview. And sometimes my own Jamaicans come at me. I love my Jamaican fan. But wherever accept me, that's where I have to be.
That's fair enough. But how would you like Jamaica to help you, apart from giving airplays? Bookings?
Honey?
How would you want Jamaica to help you, apart from giving you airplay? Would it be through booking you so you can come down for stage shows, you know, dream weekends?
I would love to do stage shows. I feel like I'm like blacklisted. And the reason I'm blacklisted is because people see my potential. I'm the fresh artist on the scene. I have the most songs. I have my record label and everything. I need opportunities to be on stage. Because once I get on stage, and remember, I don't hate anyone, but a lot of people they're going to be worried. Because if you think I'm good online, watch me on stage. I've been preparing myself for the day. But the doors are closed for whatever reason, or it's sexually attached. And I'm not gonna like do a show for free and turn around and give anyone my body, because my body is a temple. So in my eyes, not just Jamaica but elsewhere, if you're not willing to either sell your soul or give producers and radio DJs your body, you may never reach where you want to be. So I'm totally dependent on God to see me through. It may take a little longer, but it will be worth it. I will make it where I want to. I will be where I want to be eventually, but I'm not selling my soul. I'm not going to do it. And when I say selling your soul, they want to control you. They want to sleep with you. Imagine me sleeping with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 DJs in a time like this. HIV, AIDS. I'm not going to do it.
That's true. That's a big risk, Amari. You can't take that. You've got your reputation at stake as well, so you have to think about that.
Exactly. So there are many girls out there right now in dancehall, and that's what they choose to do. But I know that, if you build your house upon the sand, it's gonna fall. I want to build my house upon a rock, straight up. I don't want, at the end of the day, I have the riches, but somebody's blackmailing me. Or I don't want, at the end of the day, somebody got something over me. Or my reputation that I'm trying to become a better and better person is totally defiled. At the end of the day, none of this matters, because I have to return to God. What am I going to tell him? This body is just temporary. So I'm not going to sell it for fame. I'm not going to do it. Even if the fame is to help others, I'm not willing to lose my soul just to save the world. Jesus Christ already came and did all that. At the end of the day, I want my soul to be right with God. I may not have the silver and gold to give back to my country, but at the end of the day, that I will be a mentor to my country and to others all over the world. I want to be remembered as a strong woman, a woman of 13 kids, a woman who never gave up, a woman who motivated others, a woman who didn't act like she was better than others.
All right, let me just clear up something. Big up on yourself, negative Nancy's on AMARI Instagram live. If you have nothing positive to say, come on for the live. Simple as that. We don't have to sit down and watch. But we do like it though. Haters is the motivators. Anyway, DJ AMARI, your song Reach. Tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind that song and what inspired you to release it.
I was actually on my way to Jamaica, and I was thinking about my fans. So I was in the plane, and then the melody came to me, and I thought about the sky, because normally people say reach for the stars, but I said if I could reach for the sky, you'd be by my side. I was really talking about my goodies, because I love those girls so much. I've been through so many things. My mother haven't been there for me. My father wasn't there for me. Half of my kids aren't there for me, and who I consider to be friends aren't there for me. But despite everything, I have a fan base that is mine. Those are my babies. It is my duty and obligation to keep them happy and to make them feel loved. So this song was definitely written for my fans that I refer to as my goodies and my hoodies.
Okay. So did you produce and write that song?
Yeah, I wrote all my songs.
Right. Okay. So your Phantom Fireworks record label produced a song called Cheetah Girls. When I heard that song, AMARI, I was kind of surprised that you would write a song like that. But tell me a little bit about the song. What inspired you to write it?
Which one of the song? Stop. I'm not going there.
Cheetah Girls.
Just talk. Yes. Which one of the song, please?
Your song Cheetah Girls?
Oh, Cheetah Girls.
Yeah.
I actually come close to cheating on my boo, and so I wrote that song in regards to it. I came close, but I didn't really cheat. But if you listen to the version not with me and Bob, the one with me alone, you'll be left to figure out if I cheated or not. But when I got in touch with Bob, the first day I met Bob, he wanted to do a song with me. So Cheetah Girls was already done. So I told him to just go to the studio and add his part. At the time, the song was relevant because he thought that his girlfriend had cheated on him. So, we did Cheetah Girls and No Ordinary Girl car crash right there and then.
Okay. So, like you said, you've written and produced most of your songs. What other fields are you going into? What's your future plans?
Well, as I say, I write my own songs. I produce my own songs. I have my own record label. And my next step is to write my book, because I like to do things myself and continue to be in studio and do a lot of videos, a whole lot of videos. And of course, travel, more interviews. I'm asking God for 2 more years to really be on stage because there are so many things I need to put in order, I don't know if he will give me that time, but hopefully he will. Because you got to be strong physically, mentally, and otherwise to be traveling back and forth on a regular basis, especially with these kids. Not can you turn that down? Especially being that all my kids aren't 18 as yet. But in 2 years, 3 years, everyone will be 18 years old.
Do you think acting will be something that you want to go into?
Pardon me?
Do you think acting will be something you want to explore?
Oh, definitely, but how should I say it? I more think a reality show, because the real thing, even if it's acting, it's going to be acting about something that I went through, that even when someone is doing whatever, the movie or whatever, they it's like I'm that person that suffered, so it's hard for me to call it acting, but I want to be the real deal.
You want to be the real thing. Okay, so your fans are requesting that I play your song Cheetah Girl, so I'm going to do that right now. And then we're going to come back to our interview.
Okay.
I'm so urgent. Guess you heard in the news how I lost weight and I lost my breath.
Going fast.
So many nights in the forest of but I am so blue. Oh, what's up? No place in the interviews. Oh, yeah. So
I cannot stop now. Okay, let's go. Yeah. How much is it? 40.
Nobody knows what is coming through.
No. Hello?
My girl, why you leave me lonely? My girl, you make me like shaky. Can't believe you do this to me. Not because this boy come from Gully. Right now me have a fever coffee. Me no want another girl. Sorry. Me no
charging me too much. It was just $20 to the wrong location. No. No.
Alright. America. Got the girl going like a further. And if you go, we go Africa. However, I'm going like get better. Right now, I can't change no other. Keep it engineer, I'm a producer.
I'm going to add her back now. How do I do this? Oh, I'm going.
They say that this should be confidential. We of course have to bring more credentials. So how about it? The magic touch you, touch you, touch you. I got the magic touch, making action. I got the magic touch, touch you, touch you.
You have my back.
That you're the only one as far as I can see. I am nice. I'll give you both today. Real emotions, invitations. I've got intentions, baby. I've got the magic touch, touch, touch. I've got the magic touch, make you emotions, make you lunch. I've got the magic touch. Touch, touch, I got the magic touch. Your love can just be no lunch. Lady on the street, I think the bell street. With your tongue, you still can feel my kick. Just say the word, that's what reach your I got the magic touch, touch, touch. I got the magic touch, making action be lunch. I got the magic touch, touch, touch. I got the magic touch, your love making you be lunch.
Huh?
What are you doing?
I got the magic
Check on to me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna check in back with DJ AMARI, Mona Lisa in the building. We're gonna live UK interview on www.rtmradio.net. Follow myself, Koko Diva _ RTM TV. Don't know. AMARI, you seem very versatile in your music. What's going on? We've lost connection. Let's redo this. Do this again.
Hi, I'm sorry, my kids had to come to an audition for this modeling show.
Can you hear us, AMARI?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. You say your kids had to go for an audition?
Yeah, for modeling. So,
oh,
you know, the cab driver originally brought me to the wrong location and the whole works.
Okay. So
but we
you've
can
landed.
Continue here.
Okay. Blessings be to God, you reached your destination safely. So, AMARI, you seem like a very versatile artist.
Yes, definitely.
Is there any other genres in music you want to explore?
Oh, I love compa. I already did one song in compa, which is like Asian music. But I want to go like gospel, but not, you know, like Enya style music, Leona Lewis. You know, I love God. I want to sing for God all the way, all the way.
So you've already started taking the steps in the process into going into that field.
I'm trying to become a better person, because once I'm there, I'm not looking back. You know, I realize that I'm still out here in the type of world where men aren't dedicated to women, to women. If I was like married, I would just go straight for it. But you know what? I asked God to send me a husband before, and I promised that I would serve him. And I guess I didn't. So I guess I need to go back to him and ask him one more time. Once I have a good husband and don't have to be outside here in this world dealing with all this drama, you know, I'm definitely focused on, you know, evangelistic work and giving my life totally to charitable work, you know, and doing good, because life is short.
Definitely. Life is definitely short. You never know what tomorrow may bring.
Right.
So growing up, is there who were some of the artists that you used to look up to? You say, okay, I want to take a little bit from that person, a little bit from that person, and, you know, do my thing. Who were some of your musical inspirations?
Bob Marley, of course, you know. And I like his reaction with the crowd and the way the crowd reacts to him and his type of music and his beliefs. You know, he don't care if you want to believe what he's singing as long as he believe what he's singing. I love Garnet still, and my idol is undoubtedly Marcia Griffiths. You know, and I'm a bit infatuated with her son, so I consider her to be my mother-in-law.
You consider who? Sorry, say that again.
I consider Marcia Griffiths to be my mother-in-law.
Okay.
But you know, in life, there is someone that you have to look up to. And when I think about Marcia Griffiths and I think about her son that I admire, I try to become a better and a better and a better person because I say, hey, Mari, he could be watching you, you know, and, you know, you got to lose the weight, you know, and you know what I mean? I saw him once and I felt something in my heart that I never felt before for anyone. And I hope maybe 10 years down the road, you know, I would have to thank him some way, somehow, for being an influence in my life. Because of my admiration for him, I try to dress like a lady, talk like a lady, act like a lady, you know. So that's the person that I truly admire, Marcia Griffiths and her son.
Oh. Okay. So who would you like to work with for some of your upcoming projects? Who are some artists that you have in mind?
It's a fire function.
Okay, perfect. Are they here for a class?
They're here for audition, I think.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Pardon me? I would love to work with Freddie McGregor. I would love to work with Barris Hammond and Buju Banton, of course. And, of course, Marcia Griffiths. But I look up to her so much that if I do end up on stage with Marcia Griffiths, I'm going to be like, I'm finally here. I love that woman.
Yeah. What about some female in the industry, the dancehall industry that you look up to? Would you say Spice is one of them?
Pardon me?
Ma'am, you can't be
some of the female artists that you look up to in the industry, would Spice be one of them?
I love Spice. I love Spice. I believe that I don't look up to her though. But I love her. I believe that there's so much. I'm trying to avoid the music, so I'm going into areas that I don't belong in. But I look up to her as a strong Black woman and someone who's always trying their best, you know?
Yeah.
But as an entertainer, I don't look up to her.
Okay. You done a live where you spoke briefly on her, saying that her Black Hypocrisy song was basically irrelevant and it was basically about her and she was selfish. Do you still stand by those opinions?
Of course, because the song was vindictive. It's about her own personal agenda, you know, and a song with a title like that should be far more influential, especially when you're an international artist representing Jamaica. I think that my Black Hypocrisy is far better.
Okay. Well, DJ Mona Lisa, thank you for taking the time out and speaking with us. Is there anything you want to say to your fans and your supporters across the world?
This is Miss Erica. We're going to be with daughters today.
Okay.
On the phone.
Yeah. 1 second, please. 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk to
All right, thank you.
I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah. I want to say my thanks. I would like my friends to know that each day I'm growing, you know, and I'm experiencing certain things, but I'm not where I want to be. I know that I will be huge in society, but this is just a reflection of how I will look, how I will conduct myself. And one thing I promise you though, when I get where I need to be, I promise you this. I promise that I'm going to be there for the poor, for the homeless, single mothers, and I'm definitely going to speak up on their behalf.
Mm-hmm. And what do you want to say to the single mothers?
You patient, that don't fight.